Hello, everybody. Today we are reading The Frog Prince Continued. You've heard about the Frog Prince, right? Shaggy and Wilson, do you know about the Frog Prince? Do you know about the Frog Prince? You know how like the princess found the frog and she kissed him? What happened next? Yeah, he became a prince. You know, and of course they lived happily ever after, right? Okay, we're going to find out about that today. The Frog Prince Continued. The story is by Jon Scieszka. I hope I didn't ruin his name. And the painting's by Steve Johnson. So, okay, whoa. Get it together. And these two are going to be my little friends here during the story. And my little yahoos might be just playing. Hey, 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 Cosmo. You know Shaggy needs his space. All right. The princess kissed the frog. He turned into a prince. They lived happily ever after. Right? That's how it ended. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. Well, let's just say they lived sort of happily for a long time. Okay, so they weren't happy. Like, in fact, they were miserable. Stop taking your tongue out like that, she said. She nagged at the prince. How come you never want to go down to the pond anymore? Whined the prince. The prince and the princess were so unhappy, they didn't know what to do. Take a minute to look at this picture. Look at him sticking out that tongue. Why did he do that? Hey, why did he stick out his tongue? Oh, remember he was a frog. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, shh. I would prefer that you not hop around on the furniture, said the princess. And it might be nice if you'd get out of the castle once in a while to slay a dragon or a giant or whatever. Uh-oh, you know, that's how these things start. The prince didn't feel like going out and slaying anything. He just felt like running away. But then he reread his book, and it said right there at the end of the story, they lived happily ever after. The end. So he stayed in the castle, and he drove the princess crazy. Oh. They weren't happily ever after, Shaggy. Then one day, the princess threw a perfectly awful fit. First, you keep me awake all night with your horrible croaking noise. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Now, I find a lily pad in your pocket. I can't believe I actually kissed your slimy frog lips. Sometimes I think we would have both been better off if you were still a frog. No, she didn't say it. She did, Shaggy. She said it, Wilson. Look at this, Wilson. She said it. Sometimes I think we would have both been better off if you were still a frog. That's hurtful. She never should have said that. That's when the idea hit him. The prince thought, still a frog? Yes, that's it. And he ran off to the forest looking for a witch who could turn him back to a frog. He wants to be a frog again. That'll make everything perfect. So he ran off to the forest looking for a witch that could turn him into a frog. The prince hadn't gone far when he ran into just the person he was looking for. Miss Witch, excuse me, Miss Witch. I wonder if you could help me. Say, you're not looking for a princess to kiss, are you? Asked the witch. Oh, no, I've already been kissed. I'm the Frog Prince. Actually, I was hoping you could turn me back into a frog. Are you sure you're not looking for a beautiful sleeping princess to kiss and wake up? No, no, no. I'm the frog prince. That's funny. You don't look like a frog. Well, no matter. If you're a prince, you're a prince, and I'll have to cast a nasty spell on you. I can't have any princes waking up Sleeping Beauty before the 100 years are up. The prince didn't stick around to see which nasty spell the witch had in mind. He ran deeper into the forest until he came to a tiny cottage where he saw another lady who might help him. Run away, little princey frog. Okay, this lady might help him. Miss Witch, excuse me, Miss Witch. I wonder if you could help me. I'm a prince, and what's that you say? Prince, croaked the witch. Croaked the witch. No, no, I'm not the prince looking for Sleeping Beauty. But yes, I'm the frog prince, and I'm looking for a member of your profession who can turn me back into a frog, and so I can live happily ever after. Frog prince, you say? That's funny. I thought frogs were little green guys with webbed feet. Well, no matter. If you're a prince, you're a prince. And I can't have princes rescuing Snow White. Here, eat the rest of this apple. Uh-oh. The prince who knew his fairy tales and knew the poisoned apple when he saw one didn't even say no thank you. He turned and ran deeper into the forest, and soon he came to a strange-looking house with a witch outside. Goodness, who will it be now? This is not working out easily. Ahem. Miss Witch, excuse me. Miss Witch, I wonder if you could help me. I'm the frog. If you're a frog, I'm the King of France. Said the witch. No, I'm not a frog. I'm the frog prince. But I need a witch to turn me back into a frog so I can live happily ever after. Can you do it? Said the prince in one long breath. The witch eyed the prince and licked her rather plump lips. Why, of course, dearie, come right in. Maybe I can fit you in for lunch. What does that mean? Shaggy, what does it mean to fit her in for lunch? Fit him in for lunch? Cosmo, what does that mean? What does it mean? Fit him in for lunch. That doesn't sound right, Wilson. The prince stopped on the slightly gummy steps. Something about this house seemed familiar. He broke off a corner of the windowsill, tasted it. Gingerbread. What do you think? I hope you don't mind my asking, Miss Witch, but do you happen to know any children by the name of Hansel and Gretel? Sound familiar? Why, yes, Prince darling, I do. I'm expecting them for dinner. The prince, who, as we said before, knew his fairy tales, ran as fast as he could deeper into the forest, and soon he was completely lost. This is not working out. I feel so sorry for him. All he wants to do is live happily ever after. Isn't that what we all want? He saw someone standing at the next tree. The prince walked up to her, hoping she wasn't a witch, for he'd quite had his fill of witches. Madam, I'm the frog prince. Could you Oh, help me. Gosh, do you need it? Said the fairy godmother. You're the worst looking frog I've ever seen. I'm not a frog. I'm the frog prince, said the prince, getting a little annoyed. And I need someone to turn me back into a frog so I can live happily ever after. Well, I'm on my way to see a girl in the village about going to a ball, but I suppose I could give it a try. I've never done frogs before, you know. And with that, the fairy godmother waved her magic wand, and she turned the frog prince into a beautiful... Oh, I'm so excited. Do you think she did it right? Carriage. The prince couldn't believe his rotten luck. The sun went down, the forest got spookier, and the prince became more and more frightened. Oh, what an idiot I've been. I could be sitting at home with the princess, living happily ever after. But instead, I am stuck here in this stupid carriage. Now I'll probably just rot and fall apart and live unhappily ever after. The prince thought these terrible, frightening kinds of thoughts, and a few worse, too awful to tell, until far away in the village, the clock struck midnight. Hey, what happens at midnight? The carriage instantly turned back into his former prince self and ran by the light of the moon until he was safe inside his own castle. Where have you been? I've been worried sick. You're 7 hours late. Your dinner is cold, and your clothes are a mess. The prince looked at the princess, who had believed in him when no one else in the world had. The princess who had actually kissed his slimy frog lips. The princess who loved him. Shaggy. The prince looked at the princess who had kissed Wilson. Kissed his slimy, froggy lips. Shaggy. The prince kissed the princess. They both turned into frogs, and they hopped off happily ever after. The end. Do you think it really will be happily ever after now? Happily ever after? Pooch's honor, I hope so. It's got to end right, Shaggy. All has to be right in the world. The end. Till next time.